Hey guys, it's Sharon, and today I am walking you through my everyday makeup drawer from last week, and then we will shop my stash for makeup for this coming week. It is a Saturday morning, bright and early, so I got ready for the day. I'll show you all those clips while we talk about the products, but I wanted to give you the details on what I used last week, what was great, what wasn't, maybe what's leaving. And then we will again shop my stash for the coming week. I hope you like this style of video. If you would be interested in me doing it maybe in a different format or separating the two videos, let me know, I can do that. I just like the idea of giving you an update on how the previous week went. So let's go ahead and get into it. Starting with the eyes, that's always what I do. I again use the Ulta Beauty Primer. I didn't film that part because I've been using this, and this will continue to stay in my collection until it is gone. Then we went in with the eyes. And we used the Zoeva Nude Spectrum palette this last week. Unfortunately, this is discontinued, but maybe you already have it, or maybe you're willing to buy it used from someone, like on Macari or something. I know I've done that before. It doesn't really bother me. I can always spray it down with alcohol. But it is a beautiful, neutral, cool-toned palette. Honestly, it looks kind of boring when you look at it, or maybe you think it looks exciting, I don't know. But there's something about the formula for these shadows that is really good. I don't want to harp on it too much since it is discontinued and most of you won't be able to get your hands on it. But like the shimmers in particular are so smooth and creamy. They give you such a beautiful like everyday eye. I hope you can see that in the application video. Today I used these two shades on my lid. And then the mattes in the crease. But I just have really been enjoying this palette. I think it's really beautiful. I'm so sorry that you cannot get it. I did not film this part, but I did use my By Mario liner on my tight line and then on my outer corner. So I am working on using this up. It will continue to stay in my collection until next week. Then mascara. Again, I used my CoverGirl Lash Blast Primer. This is a staple for me. I did want to show you the difference between using this primer versus not with the mascara of the week. The mascara of the week was from Rimmel. It is the Wonder Volume Thrill Seeker Mascara. I feel like I never hear anyone talk about this. When was the last time you used a Rimmel mascara? It's an Hourglass Natural Bristle Wand, and this one really surprised me. It performed beautifully. I did prefer the side with the primer. I felt like the primer just helped define and build what the mascara could do faster than the side without. I think you can still tell now the difference between the two, at least in person I can. So this combo together was excellent. This did not smudge or flake on me at all. And if you've been watching my videos, you know that I tend to have a problem with my left eye in particular, wanting to water and smudge mascara under my lash line, and this did not do that at all. So for an affordable drugstore mascara, I would absolutely consider this. I want to say it's like $7 maybe. I don't know. I'll have everything linked below if you're interested. All right, not filmed, but something I wanted to mention was my Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in Moonlight. I keep date stickers on my products so I know when I opened them. This one I didn't use today, but I did use it several times throughout the week. It's beautiful. I used it alone and also under shadow. Such a gorgeous shade. These Laura Mercier sticks are very expensive, but really beautiful. I only have a couple. This is the only one that I bought full size at full price, and I think that this shade is absolutely gorgeous, and I don't have it from another more affordable line. It blends out really nice too if you did want to use it as like an all over lid shade. So if there were a shade in this Laura Mercier stick that you were interested in, I do think it's worth the money. I think it's a really beautiful formula that lasts all day and doesn't crease. Also not filmed was just my lower lash mascara. Just wanted to mention it, the Matte Giga Black Lash. Again, I do have absolutely everything linked down below in case you are interested in looking at any of those products or the shades that I used. All right, so next I did my face primer, and this week I was using the CoverGirl True Blend matte primer. Haven't heard many people talk about this. This actually reminds me a lot of the Rimmel Stay Matte primer, like almost identical. I think I prefer the Rimmel primer to this, but this was really nice. It feels hydrating, yet it helps kind of grip onto the makeup and does a little bit of pore filling. So overall, I think this is a good drugstore primer if you're in the market. I do not think it makes you too matte, so don't be afraid of it. Right, then I went in with my under eye corrector, which again, I'm using at my Bobbi Brown, and I am so close to being done with it. Look at that. I'm like scraping around the edges right now, so that's exciting. Use that under my eyes to brighten just a thin layer. Then I went in with my foundation of the week. This is always the order of operations I tend to do. It's just how I like to apply my face makeup. So this week we used the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. I maybe we'll see in post and editing, Sharon will know a little bit better, or you can tell me in the comments. I feel like this shade maybe isn't my best match. I think there's one shade lighter than this. I have mine in Fair, and they do have one in Porcelain. Right now I think it looks maybe okay, but I did feel like throughout the day it started to look a little bit dark. Maybe it oxidized a little bit, looked a little bit yellow on me. So I feel like if I could get the shade down, that might be better for me, because overall the coverage is just fantastic. I mean, you can't beat this coverage for a tinted hydrator that's like $6. This is beautiful. So I'm very interested in getting a different shade in this, because overall it's a great product. My hair is getting so long, and I'm trying to stick in there and grow it out because that's what I wanted to do, but I think I really do prefer myself with short hair. But I'm trying. I really am. Oh, and you know, go Chiefs. I think there's a game today. I just live in Kansas City. I don't follow it. I just cheer it on and wear it when my husband tells me to. Okay, so then I go in with my concealer, and I picked the NYX Bare With Me concealer this week. This is a beautiful, light, hydrating concealer. I found throughout the week that I preferred the coverage when I would kind of pat it under the eye and let it sit for a few minutes. Not that long, just a little bit, while I did maybe a couple of other steps, and then I would go in and blend it out with my beauty blender, and that was what I preferred. It helped, since it is a serum, it helped it kind of sink in a little bit under the eyes, and it just looked really nice that way. So love this concealer. I believe this is the second one that I've had. And I also love that it's one of those with the air pump, so that it is moving that product up as you use it and you're not wasting anything. I love that. While I was letting that concealer set, I was doing my brows. I won't harp on it too much because this is also discontinued, and I've talked about it last week. The Faced Pomade and a pencil, one of my favorites. And then I'm using up this mini of the Kosas Air Brow, which I do think is a very nice brow gel, but I'm not going to pay high-end prices for that. No, no. I believe we did the face next, and I went in with my Holiday Skin Bronze and Glow palette from Catrice. I've had this for a little while now, I think maybe a couple of years maybe. And I think that the bronzer worked great, as you could see in the application. It's just, I think, a little bit dark for me, but honestly not bad. And for a 2-in-1 product, I think it's really great if this is the kind of thing that you're looking for. Ultimately, I have decided that I'm going to let this one leave my collection. It's starting to smell a little funky, and I don't love the highlight. It's pretty, but it has a little bit more like sparkle that I'm looking for. I want more of like just a glow, and this does have a little tiny flecks of sparkle. So I am ultimately going to let this one leave my collection after this week. But for an affordable duo that you can still buy, if you're interested, definitely check it out. I think that it's still a decent product. Mine was in the shade Out of Office. For blush this week, we were using my Laura Mercier blush in Chai. I love this blush. Love this blush. I think it's so beautiful, so easy to apply, so perfect for like a good neutral, natural day. Excellent. An expensive blush, but I love it. I enjoyed using it every single day. And I really like that one. All right, moving on, I do have a couple of face products that I did not apply today. I always pull powder and cream for the week just to make sure that I'm using both. So for the cream products this week, I pulled the Milani Liquid Contour. This one will be leaving my collection simply because I hate this packaging. The color is really decent. Mine's in 01 Honey. It worked pretty well for me, honestly. But I just don't like this packaging. Look, you can already see it's all gross in the cap. Like it's one of those sponge tip applicators. No, it's going. I've learned that I prefer really a stick. If I can get a stick bronzer, that's what I'm looking for. And I will settle for one like in a pot. But I don't like these with the squeezy tubes. Nope. Okay, blush is the Tarte Maneater in Buff. This is a beautiful liquid blush if you have not seen it. It has a little bit of a glow to it. This is just a really beautiful natural. I did just a tiny little swatch there. I'll show you kind of how it blends out if you haven't seen it. You can always get Tarte products really affordably. You can see that blended out beautifully, really sheer but glowy. It's just an excellent product. I would say this is very similar to the Wet n Wild liquid blushes. So if you are interested in this kind of thing, but you don't want to pay for Tarte, do that. But also just watch Tarte for sales. I know like around the holidays, they had insanely discounted sales to, I think, just like clear out product. So you can definitely get Tarte cheap. All right, and then for highlight, I was testing out the L'Oreal Lumi Le Glace highlighter stick, and I only used it once. It was so tacky on the skin. It drove me crazy. It took hours to have that tackiness kind of settle and resolve on its own. It was so tacky. It is almost, I mean, I'm sad about that because it does definitely look like glass. Look at that. Like, it's really pretty, but it is so sticky and balmy that my hair stuck to it for hours. And that just drove me crazy. So I was not interested in reaching for it at all through the rest of the week. I'm inclined to say this can just leave my collection altogether because the experience was so unpleasant. However, I would like to test it as like an underpainting method, see if that makes it any better. If you have that and you've found a way that like you like to use it, let me know. All right, then I have the Essence Brighten Up Powder. I am really on the fence about this. I applied it to just this under eye today and left this one without any powder whatsoever. I am 33, so we're starting to get some lines. And obviously concealer is going to settle into lines. You're never going to find a totally creaseless concealer. It just doesn't exist. I guess unless you've pumped your under eyes full of filler and you're completely smooth, it just doesn't exist. I found that this does indeed brighten really nicely. I think this does look brighter than this, but I did not like the finish. At least not paired with the NYX concealer. I think this concealer works best on its own. It doesn't need a setting powder. I mean, it's going to settle into some lines. Just, you know, take your finger and pat it out as you see it settling the line. Like that took 2 seconds and like now I'm good to go, right? So we'll see about this. This one is got 1 foot out the door. And then for lips, I had a new product this week. So if you didn't know, I am limiting myself to only bringing in 4 new products a month through the year of 2025. So I'm being very selective about what I'm selecting. And I picked up this Sephora lip pencil in 01 The Nudist. It looks like a shade on the outside that I would never, ever, ever in a million years pick up. But I saw a girl, I'll have to have her channel link below because I can't remember her name now. She focuses on cool tone makeup because she's very fair. I think I lean a little bit more neutral than straight cool, but I do have those cool tone tendencies. So this lip liner I was very interested to try after she talked about it. The formula, out of this world. Love the formula so much. I want to get more of these lip liners down the road. Excellent, creamy, easy to apply. It's a twist up applicator so you don't have to sharpen it. And this truly is a cool tone lip pencil. Really nice. Then on top of that, just for an easy look, because I really wanted to see how the lip liner would perform, we just went with a gloss this week. This is one that I got, I think, as my birthday gift from Sephora. It's the Kosas Wet Lip Oil in Unbuttoned. Love the lip combo, it's beautiful. I do not believe I would buy this again just because I think there are other gloss formulas similar at the drugstore to this. You know, I feel like I could get a similar look with maybe like a NYX lip oil. I can see myself using this up though, it's just a mini and it's really quite nice. All right, also not applied today was the setting spray of the week, which is the NYX Face Glue. I hate the way that this separates. I'm not sure if you can see now because I shook it up earlier, but it truly settles along the side. If you have it laying, which I do because I can't have it standing up, although it would separate that way too, you can see like the glue-like product in there separate from the liquid. You really gotta shake this up to get it going. It really does make your makeup last. I didn't feel like it was necessary. Today I'm just going to the swimming pool with my daughter. She's got swimming lessons this morning. I didn't want to use it today. It makes it almost last too long. But this is a very nice drugstore setting spray. It's just, I think the packaging is a little juvenile for my taste. I mean, it's cute, but I don't know. I don't love the packaging. It's fine, but I don't love it. So just to recap, I did have quite a few favorites from this week, but I do have a couple things leaving. The Holiday Skin will be leaving, and actually the Tinted Hydrator I didn't mention. I'm going to be letting this one go out of my collection because I do feel like as it wears through the day, the shade is not the right match for me. This is also very old. I've had it a really long time. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this one leave my collection, but I do have it noted that I would be interested in trying the porcelain shade at some point. And then I really think this L'Oreal Lumi is going to leave too, but I might give it another chance, we'll see. And then the Milani Liquid Contour will be leaving my collection as well. So that is for sure 3 products that are leaving and maybe a 4th. That's where we're at. I hope you enjoyed that and it was helpful. Again, everything's linked below. And now let's go ahead and select the makeup for next week. So I like to start with picking my eyeshadow palette of the week. These are all of my smaller palettes up here. I have some larger palettes in the drawer below. I think we'll stick with something out of this drawer. What to pick, what to pick. Lots of good options. I'm kind of thinking this one actually that I just touched first. The, I haven't used this one in a while. The ColourPop Fame palette. I love this. I wore this on my wedding day. This is an old palette. Maybe I shouldn't even say how old, but I love this. This is a great neutral palette. So I think we're gonna pull this one out this week. All right, then in this drawer are all of my cream products. So I do always like picking some cream things out. I think we are going to go with the Westman Atelier Biscuit Bronzing Stick. If you haven't seen that, there you go. The lighting down here is kind of bad, sorry. Then I think to pair with that, we're going to pick one of my blushes. I got this 3-pack of Westman Atelier blushes this last year. They're 3 minis. So the question is, which one? I think right out the gate though, I like that one. Although that palette I picked is cool toned. Ooh, that's a really bright, fun one. Let's see. You know, I think I'm gonna go with this one. It's a little bit more cool toned, I think, than the other. So we're gonna go with this one. This is in the shade Mimi. All right, and then we need a highlight. I think we will go in with the Wet n Wild. What is this? Date or Dominate liquid highlight. I'll go with that one. All right, then liners and mascara. For mascara this week, I think let's go in with the IT Cosmetics Lash Blowout. This I got for Christmas from my friend. I'm gonna pull that one for this week. And I always have the CoverGirl eye primer in my drawer, so I'm gonna use that again this week. Then here, okay, we need a liner. I think I'm gonna pull this Lancome liner. I opened this one in July, so I wanna try to get this one used up before it dries out. And then I would like to pull a chubby stick for a base. I'm gonna go with one of my favorites, Yogurt from NYX, as a potential lid base color for some of those shadows, really nice. And then I still have my Makeup by Mario Perfect Brown liner in the drawer, as well as my brow products. So the brow gel that I'm trying to use up from Kosas and the Too Faced Pomade and a pencil. So in here we have concealer, primer, and foundation. I just got a new Profusion Feel Good Skin foundation in the mail. I'm worried looking at it now that I maybe picked the wrong shade. It looks a little dark, but this is their new packaging. I loved it before. So we're gonna use this week for foundation. And then we need a primer to go with that. I'm just gonna go in with a hydrating primer this week, the Too Faced Major Hangover RX as my primer. And then for concealers that are tucked back here, let's go with the Neutrogena Radiant Cream Concealer. That's a great one. So here is my very full blush drawer. So what do we want to use here? I do have that very cool toned blush, or not blush, but palette. My first inclination was this Milani Rose. I think that's a good one. I haven't used this in a really long time, so let's pull that one out. And then highlight is over here. So for highlight, let's see. Let's use this Becca one, just for fun. This one's in Moonstone. I always try to open it from the wrong side. There we go, Moonstone, really beautiful shimmery highlight. All right, then bronzer, powder, and face palettes are in here. So for bronzer this week, let's go in with Park Avenue Princess from Tarte. This is a really nice, cool toned, very light bronzer. I love this one, it's a favorite. And then for powder, let's do CoverGirl Advanced Radiance. Then down here in this bottom drawer, I do have my couple of setting sprays that I have. So let's pull out a setting spray for the week. Let's just go in with Fix Plus. Okay, so here's a shot of the whole drawer. I did pivot slightly up here because I remembered that I just got in my order last night from Target, this Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Diamond Bronzer. This has come highly recommended by my friend Monica on YouTube, and I'll link her below. She said this is great, so I finally was able to get my hands on it. I've been trying to for a long time. I'm a little worried it looks kind of dark for me, but I'm gonna trust her and give it a try. So I pulled out the Westman Atelier for that and this MAC blush in Blush Please. So got everything laid out. I still have my Fiona Stiles contour palette back here that I'm trying to use. And then there's those rollover products from last week there. But feeling good for the week. Feeling good. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll check in with you in a week, let you know how it all went.